Warning, this video contains strong language, gay poopy butt sex, and general swellness. Your discretion is advised. Enjoy!
Happy swallowing to all of you members of the glorious faggot race. My name is Pickles and today I will be going to Halloween Town. And no, not the Halloween Town from that Disney Channel original movie of the same name. I'm talking about the Halloween Town from the 1993 film The Nightmare Before Christmas. Now I am pretty fucking sure most, if not all, of you have at least watched the film or at least know what it is, but for those who do not, if you have 76 minutes to spare, give it a view. Kaiser Jirachi says it's a pretty neat film. But for those of you who don't have a spare 76 minutes, The Nightmare Before Christmas is an American stop-motion animated musical dark fantasy film that was based on a poem of the same name by Tim Burton, and hell, he even had a hand in making the film, even though he didn't direct said film. The film tells the story of Jack Skellington, the king of Halloween Town, who stumbles upon Christmas Town and becomes obsessed with celebrating the holiday, even to the point that he pulls a Grinch and hijacks said holiday, making it his own spooky version. Now why would I be going to a place from a film that a lot of gods masturbate to? Well, you see, I had the swellest idea of doing what Jack did to Christmas and hijacking the Halloween holiday to make it a bit more swell, as well as causing some swell shenanigans along the way. Anyway, without further ado, let's start. In order to get to Halloween Town, I will have to find a really large gravestone that is big enough to be a door. Now some of you would be asking why I would do this when I can just jump into a DVD of the film or something, to which I say shut the fuck up. I do things my swell way. You see, in universe, one surefire way to get to Halloween Town from the real world, or in this case, Drewland, is to open up a door in a gravestone big enough to have a door, as that is how Jack Skellington gets to Halloween Town from the real world in the film. And so I will drive my penis car to the Drewland cemetery and look for the biggest gravestone like look and beg. I will find one. I will approach it and try whatever I can to open it. I will first try to pry it open, but it will not work. I will then punch it, but again it will not work. I will then hit it with my mastodonic 300-mile-long cock like smack, and you would think that not only would it work, but it will also destroy the gravestone. However, you would be incorrect, as sadly once again it will not work, plus the gravestone will miraculously be intact. Frustrated, I will just rape the gravestone like and the rest in pieces. Here lies Drew Swellington the 69th bag that was swell. The ensuing raping will miraculously cause a door in the gravestone to open up and I will be sucked into a portal that will take me to Halloween Town. Upon arrival, I will be greeted by, you guessed it, the mandatory long-ass fucking line of all the swell colors of the swell stereotypical rainbow. The line will consist of the following: goths wearing all black and blasting their goth music like Marilyn Manson, Black Veil Brides, Panic at the Disco. Yes, I am calling it such because of the presence of the exclamation mark in the band name, and other bands that they listen to, in their ears, while also masturbating to it. Movie buffs here to talk about how much of an impact this film has made. Halloween fanatics, because they like Halloween and the fact that this is a Halloween film. Christmas fanatics, because the film has Christmas in the name, not to mention that they also consider this a Christmas film because of that fact. Some holiday fanatics here for the same reasons as the Halloween. And Christmas fanatics, right-wing Christians protesting that this film is the fucking devil, some random autistic man-children being awkward as per usual, more Christians, more movie buffs, more holiday fanatics, more autistic man-children, more goths, more goths, more goths, more goths, and some random Mexicans, probably here because of their Day of the Dead holiday, oh those silly Mexicans and their Hispanic shenanigans. After waiting for the time it takes for a proper film sequel of this film to be made, but is actually a fraction of the smallest measurement of time imaginable, I will become bored, decide to whip out my 300-mile-long cock, and begin masturbating to a swell fantasy of Edgar Allan Poe and H.P. Lovecraft having the swellest orgy ever like the call of Cthulhu crosses over with the raven quoth the raven thing Louis. Muggle one af Cthulhu Rugge Wadana Gulf Fatagna. In the midst of this wellness one of the Christians will see me and start blabbing to me about how gays are also the fucking devil or some shit, but the fantasy will truly be interrupted by the utterance of the word sick fuck. I will become pissed that my fantasy was ruined, and I will then march over to them and say you have ruined the swellest gothic fantasy I had ever imagined. Now it is time to show you the true definition of a sick fuck. He will then get even more pissed off and try to hit me, but I will just dodge him effortlessly with my homosexual cat-like reflexes, and use my cock to knock him over and rape him like the time to educate you in the lessons of swellness. And as I am raping him the other Christians will try to gang up and stop me but I will just rape them as well as the rest of the line like using the razor blades. that some of the guts used to cut themselves is still so contrary to popular belief. Goth is not really a personality, but for the purposes of this video, it will be your headphones also make great tilde so back to the rape. The Kaiser's girlfriend really loves Halloween. Christmas to suck in my mastodonic 300-mile long cup. Here comes the cum bag. That last swell. Once the raping is said and done, I will have finally arrived at Halloween Town. I will then be greeted by some ghosts and monsters singing about how much they love Halloween. Normally I would just rape them mid-song, but since I am a newcomer to the town, I will uncharacteristically let them finish singing their song, and then go about my way once they are done. One of the monsters, who is the one under the stairs with the finger snakes and spider hair, will come up to me and say, "Hello there, you don't look like you are from here. Who are you?" And I will tell him, "Hello sir, my name is Drew Pickles, the gayest man in the universe," and you would be correct to assume that I am not from here. The monster will look at me oddly and walk off with his friend, the clown with the tearaway face. I will walk over to them and say, "Hey boys, I bet you really get it on in bed together, don't you?" And the clown will say, "Hey, we aren't sick fucks. We are just friends." Suddenly my rape instincts will be triggered and I will then say, "Mind, if a sick fuck changes your mind, before they can do anything, I will tackle them and rape them both like damn, this clown is as fat as a manager." Using the monster under the stairs snake fingers, as tilde so the snake fingers are wriggling in my rectum and it feels super swell. The clown's funky horny and unicycle also make great tilde so I am also raping the endless void underneath the clown's face. You know, you two would be perfect for my bestest butt buddies, Ronald the goddamn penis clown McDonald and his brother Dick the clown. I mean, one of you is a clown and the other is already a clown's butt buddy. Bag, that last swell. The monster under the stairs and the clown with the tearaway face will have turned gay and will start to fuck each other in the town square. Next I will see Dr. Finkelstein's house, and the shape of his house will remind me of a bed penis, which will make me super horny. I will then start trying to use his house as a dildo, until Dr. Finkelstein will wheel out of his house in his wheelchair and shout, "Hey, what the hell are you doing to my precious house?" I will look down to him and say, "Oh hello sir, don't mind me. I am just giving your house a new paint job." The mad doctor will see part of his house in my ass and will say, "Ah, you young news never cease to amaze me. I tried that years ago and tore my ass asunder, hence why I am in a wheelchair." I will stop and say, "Wait a second, are you a gay poopy faggot as well?" And Finkelstein will say, "Well, I used to be, until my house ruptured my asshole and my hips. Plus Jack does not approve of any homosexuality in Halloween Town." I will raise an eyebrow and say, "Oh really now? Well that isn't acceptable. As the leader of the Barney Bunch, I will make sure to fix this." Finkelstein will get a joyous look and will say, "Thank you so much Drew, my boy. Before you go, would you mind giving my ass a plundering? It's been a while since its depths have been filled by another man's rod." And I will respond, "I would be straight if I said no." We will then go into his house and have a swell time, like your ass may be loose, but it feels super swell. This isn't the first time I fucked a paraplegic using his wheelchair and gadgets, as tilde so also makes for a great tilde bag, that last swell. After discussing a plan to teach the Pumpkin King a lesson, I will then leave Finkelstein's house and waltz over to the mayor's office. In the film, there really wasn't a place of residence for the mayor of Halloween Town, but for the purposes of this video, there will be. Anyway, I will then arrive at the city hall and see the mayor masturbating to some spooky porn. I will interrupt and say how swell seeing a politician jerking off. The mayor's face will turn to his sadder grumpier face, having been interrupted by the appearance of a strange man. He will then say, "Who the fuck are you and what business do you have being in my office?" I will then say, "Oh, don't mind me. I'm just the gayest man in the universe, and I have arrived to fix the homophobic agenda of your leader." The mayor will give a grumpy look and will say, "The law is the law. Homosexuality is illegal, as it is really disgusting and I plan to uphold that law with great prejudice." Now leave my office, you sick fuck. Before I call Jack, I will give an evil grin and tell him I will show you the true definition of a sick fuck. And before he can do anything, I will jump over his desk and rape him like to face politicians. I bet your other face is enjoying himself using his head as a dildo. Is the perfect length for a dildo. Back to raping the bag. That was swell. Having now turned gay, the mayor's sad face will disappear and turn back to his happy face. I will discuss my swell plan to him and he will giggle with delight. Now sick of Jack Skellington. Next I will go to the Halloween town fountain and decide to take a piss in it like Seeing the undersea gal living in it will rise out and yell at me to stop relieving myself in her home. I will just beat her to death with my 300-mile-long cock like smack 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 peg. That was swell. Normally I would describe what else I would do to the rest of the denizens of Halloween Town, but because I'd be here all day, if I did so, I will just say that I raped the male monsters, turning most of them gay, if they already weren't, and beating all of the female monsters to death with my cock. Finally I will go to the house that Lock, Shock, and Barrel live, as there is one last monster I want to rally to my swell cause. I will climb up the rope and enter their house, with the kids looking at me and saying, "Who the heck are you, and why have you come back to come here?" I will then tell them, "Hello, my name is Pickles and I have come back to come here with a proposal to your master, Oogie Boogie." They will shrug and show me the slide thingy that leads to his lair. I will then jump into the hole leading to Oogie's lair, but not before shoving the kids up my ass and shitting them down the ravine. I will arrive in Oogie Boogie's lair, with the big burlap sack monster stepping out and shouting, "What the fuck is going on here?" I will walk over to him and say, "Hello there, my fine chap. My name is Pickles, the gayest man in the universe, and I have come back to come with a proposal, as we share a common enemy with Jack Skellington." I will then explain my plan to him, and once I am finished, Oogie will give me a look of disapproval and say, "As much as I hate Jack, that is about the only thing I do agree with him on. Homosexuality is super disgusting, and this is coming from a monster made of bugs, worms and snakes. Now please get the fuck out of my lair or else I will turn you into snake and spiders too." I will become extremely pissed off and tell him I figured you would disagree with me, and now you must pay the ultimate price. I will shove my hand down his mouth and grab the earwig that is the quote-unquote brain of the burlap sack full of creepy crawlies. I will then eat the earwig like nom 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 nom, and then the burlap sack full of bugs will collapse with all of the bugs and stop crawling out. Peg, that was delicious. Finally all of the monsters and I will start having an orgy right outside of Jack Skellington's house. Just then Jack Skellington will step out of his house and shout in the loudest voice, "What the fuck is going on here?" All of the monsters and creatures will stop having an orgy with me out of fear of Jack, but I will just walk up to him and say, "Hello there, sir. My name is Pickles and I was just having the swellest time with your denizens. Oh, and I am also turning Halloween Town into Swelloween Town." Jack will survey the chaos I have caused, as well as the creatures, and will shout, "This display of sick fuckery goes against everything I stand for, and you, sir, are without a doubt the sickest fuck I have ever laid my eyes on. Sicker than even Oogie Boogie. Leave my town right now, before I give you a piece of my mind." I will grin wider than the Pumpkin King himself ever could, and tell him, "Well, a lot of the closeted ones here have told me of your major homophobia, which is something I plan to correct. Now allow me to show you the true definition of the sickest fuck ever." Jack will become super pissed off that he was just stood up to and tried to attack me, but I will just dodge every attack with my homosexual cat-like reflexes. Once Jack's guard is lowered, I will tackle him and start raping whatever is left of his ass like you were planning on making the best Halloween yet, but now you are getting the best butt fucking yet. This is not the first time I fucked a corpse. Using your ghost dog's hero's nose as a dildo. You are. Bones also make great dildos. I suck in my mastodonic 300-mile-long bone. Now turning you white as a ghost. Bag. That was swell. The ensuing rape will have caused Jack to turn gay and he will then join his fellow denizens in the swellest Halloween orgy ever. I will then turn to Dr. Finkelstein, who will not be engaging in the orgy, and invite him to work alongside Mesodog in a sublevel of the Barney Bunch sex mansion. Finkelstein will smile and say thank you for the offer, but I think I am content with my lot here for now. Besides, now every Halloween will be even more swell thanks to you. I will then smile back and say, "Well, if you change your mind, the offer is always open, and I may come back every Halloween to join in the swellness." I will then take my leave back to Drewland after partaking in one more orgy. Egg, that all sounds shit-eating does when boner-bursting, bone-breaking ghost story spectaculating pizza up your asshole is oodles of swell. I think I will go to Halloween Town and do all of that right now. See you all later, my sexually stimulating studs.